Hello, so today I'm going to be talking tack. Now, you've got so many options here. What I'm going to do today is just talk through the tack that I use and why, some kind of considerations that I make when I'm choosing tack. These are definitely not the only options, and there are, as I say, many options. So the important thing is finding something that works for you and your horse. But hopefully this will give you a few ideas kind of what to look for, and yeah, I'll just share a bit more about what I use. So we have a total contact, an Edex, a heather Moffett, and a free and easy. Okay, so I'm going to start minimalist down at more the kind of bareback pad end. So I do sometimes ride bareback completely without anything, but not for very long. So that kind of depends on the shape of the horse. Generally, if you've got a nice round one, then it's going to be comfier for both of you. Anything that's kind of a bit slimmer and has high withers or anything, probably not going to be very comfortable. The reason why I like riding bareback is, well, it's a lovely feeling, makes me feel like a kid. It's always a good thing, but it's easy to kind of slip on and off. I use it quite a lot at the beginning when I'm just like starting to kind of lean over and, you know, then sit on, slide off again. Like, it's very kind of easy way of doing it, and it is a nice way to really kind of feel your horse. However, it can get quite uncomfortable for both of you after a little while. There's nothing to dissipate your weight, so the weight's going down through your seat bone straight into your horse's back, so they can get quite tired quite easily. It's also a bit harder to balance and to sit, so again, that can make it just a little bit harder for both you and your horse. So one way that you can kind of go the next step is with a bareback pad. Again, there are loads of these on the market, and they're designed basically just to give you a little bit of kind of padding between you and your horse and help you into a bit of a better position so that it's more comfortable for both of you. What I have here is a total contact saddle, which is kind of maybe a little, well, I'd probably go put it in the bareback pad range, but this is literally it. So this is like a gel pad that sits on the spine, directly on the spine, to help keep the weight off the spine. That's definitely something that you really want to make sure of with your horse's saddle, that it's not putting pressure onto the spine. Then you put on a pad, which I'll talk through in a second, and then this sits over the top. And obviously you do it up with the girth. Now what this gives you is basically a bareback pad with stirrups, but I quite like it as an option because it obviously fits any horse. It's one that I take with me when I'm teaching. If there's any concern over saddle fit, we can try this and see if it helps. It gives you a little bit more stability because you can have stirrups, and yeah, it's still very flexible, easy, and great for the great to get started. Okay, on to saddle number 2, which is definitely a saddle now. This is one of my new saddles from Edex, and I absolutely love it. This is for Freckles. So this is actually a soft treed saddle. So most saddles have a solid tree inside, or traditional saddles, that keeps, it's like a very solid structure that doesn't move, and then they're kind of flocked around that. Soft treed saddles have some structure in, but that structure is a little bit flexible, so it does still move with the horse's back, and that's what this one is. So there are some things that I really like about it. You can see here that it's got a really big wide gullet, and it's got these big nice padded bits here, so that's really good for the horse. As I say, there's some nice flex in it, so it does move quite nicely, and it does give me that twist what I was just talking about, especially with a horse like Freckles, who's very wide, got a big flat back, that it means that I can sit a little bit above him, which is much easier for me to be in a better position. And this saddle puts me into a really good position, so it fits me as well as Freckles, which is something else to consider, but I go with the horse's comfort first, and you can figure it out as you go. Yeah, it works really well. I'm really happy with this one. Definitely a brand to check out if you are looking for a saddle. I've actually got 2 for him. I've got this GP one, which is general purpose, which I use for hacking and the little bit of jumping that we do, and I've got a dressage one for him as well. Okay, so on to saddle number 3. This is a Heather Moffett saddle. Heather Moffett has a super range of saddles that are both treeless and soft treed. This is a flexi, this is a soft tree, this is a synthetic saddle. So it's kind of similar to the Edex that we've just looked at, in the sense that it has, go underneath, again, a nice wide gullet for the spine, these nice big pads, the whole saddle is nice and flexible, yet it's got some shape and a bit of a twist for the rider. It also has these nice girth straps, which again are attached in a few places. So again, they help to stabilize the saddle. It's not just pulling down at the front, which a lot of them do. If the girth straps just come from the front, makes it quite tight at the front, and the back's then kind of like a bit free to bounce. Whereas this one's got these 3 straps that come down into 2 girth straps to really help to kind of stabilize the saddle. So again, another brand I'd really recommend, Heather Moffett, big range of saddles, all different shapes, great for different horses. Really recommend checking those ones out. Okay, and on to saddle number 4. So this is a free and easy saddle. So I came across these saddles about just over 20 years ago. I think I've been using these saddles, and we came across them because Toby, my pony, that you might have seen in some of the videos at the time, was having a lot of problems with his back, with saddling, being ridden. And when we tried a lot of saddles, and when we tried a free and easy, it changed everything, and he was super happy from that point forwards. Now, the design of this is a panelled saddle, and that's a little bit different to other saddles. So what I'm going to do is take the saddle pads off so that you can see the design and how that one works. Okay, so here we go. These are the 2 big panels, and you can see that they are completely movable, flexible, and you can fit them at the front and the back, and to some extent in the middle as well. The other thing I really like about these is that you can fit them asymmetrically. Now, we've had a lot of horses come to us that have asymmetric muscle development due to injury, way of training, things like that. So it's really nice because you can fit each side to the horse's back, so it's comfortable right from the start, and you can continue to adjust them as you go. They also have a really big surface area, as you can see, which really distributes the weight. So as I say, I really love Free and Easy. I would love to be able to recommend them. However, very sadly, Les Spark, who is the guy who invented these, passed away a few years ago, and the company's no longer running. However, there are quite a few secondhand ones hanging around, so you can check out on various sites. Certainly know in the UK and in general endurance groups around the world, there are quite a few of these for sale secondhand. So if you're interested in those, do have a look. And there are other brands of panelled saddles as well. I've just never tried them, so I don't know anything about them. But this is a panel saddle and really like it. And this one is India's. Okay, so that was a quick run through of the saddles that I use. This was actually the abridged version. The full version's in the CT Club, where I go into more detail about the features of each saddle, what really works, some things that don't work or won't work for every horse and situation, how to help you choose. I also cover things like tack, girths and other tack as well. So if you're in the CT Club, check that out. If not, well, the CT Club is our online membership site. We have all of these home study courses, which are absolutely full of hundreds of training tutorials. You can see this one, of course, in the riding course, which has loads of training tutorials and information, including full sessions, full lessons, and lots of step-by-step material. And the CT Club's also a place to get community and support. So we have hundreds of members from around the world, and we have a forum, we have a Facebook group, we run study groups every month where you get exercises every week and feedback from a coach. You can join Rachel and I in live Q&As. You can join us for video presentations, chats, also with Q&As where you get to actually chat with us directly live on Zoom. So there's loads of ways that you can get support for your questions and on your videos as well. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, then head over to connectiontraining.com, click the button in the middle, Learn CT Online, the CT Club. You'll find all the information there and some buttons to join it now. So I hope to see you in there, and thank you for watching.